No, I'm not having it. Everybody's a suspect today.
It's a usual suspect.
Title holder and still undefeated Gabriel El Capitan Maestre.
How is that? And this gets done too by a bunch of cowards at ringside that never took a punch in their life. I'm sick of it.
By Usual Suspect 6.
Tap into all the shows. Real Conversations with KG.
Is that right now? I'm at peace right now. You know, things get hectic as it gets closer to the fight.
Okay. Do we got a fight?
Yeah, I fight April 10th at the Prudential Center.
Bullshitting on the Beltway with Supreme Beast Boxing.
And now the co is the main event. So that's the way I look at it. That's my philosophy.
Trill Thursdays and Usual Suspect Sundays with hard hits.
I'm talking about it's really just about stacking this money, man. Getting on these singles, damn positive, you know what I'm saying? Putting it in their face by any means.
Tales from the B-side with KG and TD.
Needed to fill out additional paperwork to clarify.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That is the paperwork that you see there.
And
okay.
Open mic featuring you.
You know, that was a close fight. You know, he got dropped a couple times, but I thought he
We do not care.
Wow.
It's a Usual Suspect.
Hey, what it do? 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 What it do, man? It is your boy 5039, man. We back in the building. Usual Suspect Sunday, man. Shouts out to the entire boxing community. You understand me? Shouts out to everybody in the chat. You understand? I hope everybody is having a great Sunday, man. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday, man. Smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today, man? We have had good boxing. Good boxing, man. Good boxing over this weekend, man. And we not done. Back to back. We got boxing on Sundays. Had great boxing last night, man, on Saturday night, Saturday evening. Boxing in the UK. My predictions was wrong, chat. My predictions was wrong. We definitely gonna have to eat crow. We definitely gonna have to eat crow, man. Ryan Garcia, he pulled up. He showed up, man. He showed out. He showed up and he showed out, man. So, you know, I ain't no hater by any means, man. I just don't fuck with Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the shit that he say and the shit he has done. But, you know, he's a champion now at 147. Boxing has gotten what they wanted. The politics in boxing have gotten what they want. And they wanted Ryan Garcia to become a champion. It is what it is. It is what it is. Salute to the chat. Salute to my boy BJ Brian Johnson. Yes, indeed, boxing. My lovely sister Queen Shower is in the building. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Barrios just didn't. He just did not have nothing for Ryan Garcia, man. I am man, I'm just so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed in Barrios, man. Barrios had nothing for Ryan Garcia at all, bro. You know, he came in with Ryan Garcia's old trainer, and the fight just did not go the way that I thought it was gonna go, man. Barrios just has not been looking the same, man. Like the 140 Barrios and the 147 Barrios, he just have not looked the same at 147. He only had one great performance against Ugas. And this is why I believe Ryan went after Barrios, because he didn't have to fight Barrios, but he chose Barrios for a reason. They wanted to fight Barrios for a reason, man. This was all calculated, strategic, and to their favor. You know what I'm saying? This is what the politics wanted. This is what Golden Boy wanted. This is what Silly Mind and the Booger Belt Commission wanted. This is what they wanted. They wanted Barrios to lose to Ryan. And it took three chances, 3 tries for Ryan Garcia to become champion. And they finally got what they wanted in the third fight. But overall, though, man, like I say, good card. I think the ring card in New York was a little bit better than this one overall. Frank Martin, he underperformed. Frank Martin underperformed, right? Also, you know, Gary Russell didn't look all that great. We all know what happened with Africa Richardson Hitchison. He pulled out. That was a big letdown. That was a big disappointment. I just, man, you know, this card just didn't hit for me. You know, like I say, man, the 2 fighters who I really wanted to see, I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Like, you know, they underperformed, man. Like Ryan did what he needed to do, man. But this card just did not hit the same for me, man. We got R fella in the building. You know what I'm saying? Jay Steele's the R fella. What it do, Jay?
And what to do? What you saying? What a Guan is your favorite? Yeah, your most hater odd fella. Pull up as usual. Suspect Sundays. Smash that like button. Share that stream. Damn right, it's usual suspect ting. In the dig, salute to everybody pulling up in the chat. Salute to the usual suspect six. Y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all tap in the usual suspect6.com. We got, of course, the updated leaderboards for the US 6 fight pool. Of course, we got some more ongoing fights. We got some nice fights on tonight that we definitely gonna be cooking on. But yeah, salute to everybody up in the fight pool. Salute to everybody up in the fight pool chat. That's been, I mean, that's been definitely percolating in the last minute. But y'all know what it is. Ready to cook, five. Ready to cook.
Okay. Talk to me about the card overall, man. Which fight was you know mostly impressed with? You know, did this card hit the same as the ring card? You know what I'm saying? Just give me your overall thoughts, man. If you was to rank this card, you know, A through D or one to 10, how did you feel about it?
It was a solid, I would say 7.8 maybe. I mean, it was real solid. Um, I didn't much care for the main event. Main event to some might have been exciting, but to me, I found it somewhat drab. I was highly disappointed in Barrios's performance. Highly. Um, it, he was supposed to be the low hanging fruit of the division. Low hanging five. Barrios was literally he was lying on the ground for Ryan Garcia to pick up. I mean, so in that case, I wasn't entertained and I wasn't pleased with seeing the knighting of a so-called yeah, I mean of a so-called king, of a so-called champion. The other fights, highly entertained. Nahir Albright and Frank Martin. I have to tip my hat to Nahir Albright. I was talking shit on salute to Ryan from the six. I was talking shit up in his chat talking about, yeah, Albright gonna get put on a t-shirt. I mean, cause I was fucking with the Ghost Heavy. And it almost seemed like it was going that way. And then the Albright showed that grit, that dog, and start putting his punches together and almost had Frank out of there. I mean, so that was a very intriguing, exciting fight. But the best fight to me was actually a fight that started a little slow. Started more so like into a little chess match between Gary Antoine Russell and Andy Hierocca. That was my favorite fight of the night. Unfortunately, in my opinion, I felt it was I felt it was a robbery, straight, simple, and plain. You know what I mean, I think Andy Hierocca beat the brakes off of Antoine Russell. He did. There was no point in that fight where I felt Andy Hierocca was about to get packed up. There was at least two moments in the fight where I thought Gary Russell was about to get packed up. But yet and still, they gave him the fight unanimously. They didn't even respect Andy Hierocca's work. They didn't respect his jab early on, and they damn sure didn't respect the vicious body attack that should have been credited for a knockdown. I still have yet to see the replay of the first knockdown that they called a low blow. You know what I mean? So that could have been wrong. The referee's ruling with regards to giving a warning. So when the second time that that it happened, which was of course a legitimate foul, you know what I mean? But was it intentional? I don't believe so. But in a championship fight like that, the referee was quick to take a point from the foreign fighter. You know what I mean? That flew in on just came in on Thursday on visa issues. Brothers jet lagged and all that. And look at the type of performance that brother put in. Hunger. That's why I was telling everybody that would listen. You know what I mean? Andy Hierarchy dude ain't no joke. So I'm kind of cool with the fact that he validated himself on Saturday night with that. Even though he didn't get the win, that performance validated him as a true player at 140. He whooped Gary. You know what I mean, the once again, I'm not. The zone needs to do something with their commentators. There was so much over glazing going on Saturday night. I'm surprised the whole ring apron wasn't sticky. I mean, they're gonna have to get it deep cleaned in the T-Mobile Center with the amount of glaze that was being spewed by those zone commentators. You know what I mean? Uh, just ridiculous amounts of glaze. A lot of niggas got diabetes right now because of that Saturday night, and they don't know why they feeling this way. It's because of them trash ass commentators. You know what I mean? I'm suspicious if it was a really packed house, if it was a sellout five, because I kept on looking up into the rafters to see, and the lower bowl, I mean the upper bowl didn't look filled up. It didn't look like totally packed. So once again I'm questioning Ryan Garcia's star power. Of course, we heard the confirmed reports that if you was a DAZN subscriber, you was getting them tickets for half price. You could be on the flow for about $300 to $400, right? So I'm kind of questioning what I saw. You know what I mean? What I saw in the building and what I saw in that ring. You know what I mean? Especially with Ryan Garcia, you had and salute to Shakur. There was
Hey,
some
hold it down, Art.
salute to Shakur. There was some points where I was like, yo, what is this guy talking about? You know what I mean? Because I definitely didn't agree with him siding with Gary Russell Jr. Acting like, yeah, he winning the fight easy. No, he ain't, brother. But salute to him for being the only person I've heard in boxing, only person that I've heard in boxing question whether Ryan Garcia was tested or not. All through the lead up to this so-called knighting of a champion, I never heard one reporter ask how many times have you been tested for this fight? What type of testing is going on in this fight? Is it being overseen by VADA? How long have you been registered and enrolled in the clean boxing program since you are fighting and challenging for a WBC belt? I've never heard none of those questions, right? Until I heard Shakur last night with the rest of the team, Chris Mannix and whatnot, and I think Michael Cappinger, and he questioned, was Vada taken in this fight? Great question. Allegedly it was. Allegedly it was, and we're gonna see the results coming soon. But once again, salute to him for actually putting out that question because the glaze is so sticky. The glaze was going on so thick that they refused to ask those important questions when you're dealing with a drug cheat.
Yeah, man. I think my brother Allfella is on to something, man. You know, I've been hearing all this, shady talk towards Shakur, but Shakur stood on business. Yeah, Shakur stood on business, and he addressed the elephant in the room. He didn't get up there and play corporate, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Coon Man. He didn't pull a Tim Bradley. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He didn't do that. So with all that being said, man, these are some of the things that we're gonna have to talk about today. Like I say, man, Ryan Garcia just changed the game. The boxing politics have won. They wanted Ryan Garcia to become a champion on last night, and it happened. Cool. Now that your man is a champion and y'all finally got what y'all want, will the champion do champion-like things? We need to know. These are things that we need to know. What's going on with the chat? I see the homie KP from KC, the Dirt Gang in the building. Let's see who else we got up in here. Yeah, that fight pool chat definitely be popping. It definitely be popping. My boy CB Sports in the building. What it do, homie? What it do? Yeah, subscribe, smash the like button. The homie say, bruh, they made sure not to ask that. But Shakur brought it up. See, everybody be liking to make it seem like Shakur is just this hoe ass individual. He's so hard to deal with. He's a coon, he's this and he's that. But out of all of the fighters in boxing with a big platform, a big voice, who stood in the pocket more and who kept it more real when Ryan Garcia was having all this drug talk going on, all this shit about the PEDs? When they asked Shakur about Devin Haney, Shakur kept it all the way real, bro, and we seen that again last night. So salute to the salute to the guys, man. Salute to my brother Dirt Gang Boss in the building. Salute, bro. My sister, yes indeed, boxing. Yeah, man. Usual Suspect Sunday, man. We still got more boxing to cover today. So, like I say, the focus point of this show is really gonna be Ryan, and some more, breaking news topics that we got to talk about. And of course, we're gonna talk about the fight with Shields and Cruz Dezern. But first things first, man. Let's ask the question that everybody wants to know. And that question is, would you rather see Shakur or Devin versus Ryan next? That is the question that is, the main topic, man. I see Ring is pushing for either Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson to get this fight. Devin Haney was not in the building last night. I'm surprised I did not see him. But we did see Shakur there. Shakur held it down last night. I come back to you, Allfella, the mad scientist. How does US6 number 5 feel about this, man? Would you rather see Shakur or Devin versus Ryan next?
In all reality, when you're talking about built-in storylines, when you're talking about historical matters between the two fighters involved, when you're talking about the most logical, most sensical fight with regards to they're in the same division and they are both belt holders right now, the obvious choice has to be Devin Haney. Once again, Ryan Garcia undeservedly has been knighted, given the opportunity to walk away with a belt. Didn't even have to snatch it. Barrios just gave it up to him. Right? Everybody loves a good unification. Everybody knows that when you put it when you put the unification tag on a fight, that automatically boosts up the coin. That automatically levels up the amount of money that's going to be generated. Then you add on the factor that you got two of the biggest names in boxing, including tagged on to that. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Unification at 147. Cool, yeah. Shakur is a big fight. Yeah, Shakur, salute to him for being there. You know what I mean? But really and truly, that should have been Devin in Shakur's spot last night. He should have been behind the microphone. You know what I mean? That wasn't the MSG. That was the T-Mobile Arena in his former hometown, so to speak, in Las Vegas. I want to see Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia next, if anything. But I'm hearing there might be another twist in the situation, 5. But I'll get to it later.
Okay. What was Devin Haney? What was Devin Haney, Chad? Let's talk about it. Has Devin Haney been put on ice? And when I say ice, I'm not talking about Border Patrol. I'm not talking about the Trump administration. What was Devin Haney? We need to see Devin Haney. This is your division, sir. Why did Devin Haney not show up? You got Ryan Garcia in post-fight interviews talking about the boy got PTSD. PTSD. You should have been at that press conference to debunk that, Dev. For a whole year, I seen, and salute to the homies, this ain't no disrespect to the homies, I seen the homies in the community, in the LDBC, all over. Keep Ryan Garcia's name relevant through the algorithm. I seen you sit ringside in Times Square when he lost to Rolly. I seen you pull up to the Shakur Stevenson fight, but you don't pull up to the Ryan Garcia fight. Like I say, these is all legitimate, valid questions. This is not hate. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm hating on nobody. I'm not hating on Devin. I'm not hating on DHP. I'm not hating on none of those guys. These are just questions that need to be answered. That's it. That's all. The homie Forge say Haney or Rolly rematch. Lord only knows. Hearn said Catterall is Haney's mandatory, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I told y'all he will be frozen out for 2 of the champions. Ryan is game. You see, Eddie Hearn is in a very, very strange position. Pause. Because now Eddie Hearn will have to either make the best fights or eventually keep getting outplayed by the politics. Yeah. So Eddie Hearn can keep playing games with them belts. But, oh my, the truth is definitely coming to the light. The chickens are coming home to roost for you, Eddie. Now, let me say this. Let me answer this question. Would you rather see Shakur or Devin versus Ryan next? It's very, very simple, chat. And I'm going to talk more about this because I keep hearing, Dev's got a list, the list. Everybody is going off for the list. Well, majority of those fighters on Devin Haney's list is not in his weight class. So that tells me that Devin is either trying to get guys to come to his weight or he's going to move up in weight, right? But you have a very, very lucrative and big money fight on the horizon with Ryan Garcia. This is what the politics wanted. This is what Turk Al-Sheikh wanted. This is what Silly Mind wanted. This is what Oscar wanted. This is what all of the big dogs in politics wanted this fight last night, chat. It's very, very simple. We all know what we saw in the first fight with Dev and Ryan. Either way, how you view it, if you count the Osterine, if you don't count the PEDs, that's on you. I'm never going to give a cheater credit for anything when it comes to sports. So I would love to see Devin Haney fight Ryan Garcia in the rematch. Shakur Stevenson is cool, but big boy, you got your own work down there at 140. You got your own work at 140 that you can handle. We just heard all fellas speak on it. Gary Antoine Russell. By the way, where the fuck is Richardson Hitchens? Where is he at? 147 is Devin Haney's division. That's where he's a champion at. Ryan Garcia is a champion at 147. Shakur Stevenson is not at 147, chat. I'm tired of, and I was listening to the brother Cadillac Red talk about this last night backstage. We can't give Shakur Stevenson a catchweight pass when we just was giving Devin Haney criticism for fighting at a catchweight. I can't do that. I told Red that when this shit first started popping out for Shakur. Shakur, if you gonna play around with these dudes at 147, fight him at 147. Fight him at 147, bro. Fuck all this catchweight shit. If the big money fights is at 147, gang, you got to move up to 147. I don't want to hear all this. Oh, I'm not a real 147 pounder. Oh, I'm too small, man. I got to fight these dudes at. Nah, bro. No. Because you look mighty decent at 140. Could you move up 7 more pounds and fight those guys? Brent Fox says Stevenson should fight Ryan next. Listen, big bro, that's cool. He could fight Ryan next. If Debo Dev, if DHP don't want that fight, that's cool. I'm with it. But Shakur has to go to 147 and fight Ryan Garcia. I do not want to see no catch weights at um at those, at those situations. I do not want to see that. But it is what it is, man. All fella, I ask you, man, how do you feel? Because it was a big argument last night when we was watching the fight. How do you feel about Shakur trying to campaign at a catch weight versus going to 147? Do you feel that Shakur can move up to 147, or are you cool with the catch weight campaign that Shakur is out here running? You on mute, brother.
My bad. My mouse wasn't working. Um,
Pause.
I wasn't no, I really don't got no problem with that. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe it's gonna be a long term campaign, so to speak. I think Shakur recognizes at this point in time with his body, maybe he's not a fledged welterweight. Maybe after going up to 140 and performing the way he did against Tio, he feels maybe that's the limit right now. That's the ceiling at this point. So going up maybe 4 more pounds in a catch weight would be the safest for him to do so against a guy that's been campaigning at 147 for over a year now. So that's somewhat of a safeguard for Shakur, and I don't really mind that.
Okay. Let's head over to foreign territories. The new signee of Zufa has just came out with a tweet. He was in attendance last night, and he said, "Congratulations, champ. See you later this year. Make sure you keep my belt warm." Could you possibly be interested in seeing Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia? Is if Debo Dev don't want to smoke or the rematch with Ryan, because I don't know what Dev's next moves is going to be. Would you be interested in seeing Conor Benn and Ryan?
Most definitely. Most definitely, I'd be interested in seeing this, and it's a real possibility that this fight might be the fight next for
Mm.
both of these guys. Um, let's look at the tweet that he said. Once again, congratulations, champ. See you later this year. Make sure you keep my belt warm. Now, I don't know what that means because, of course, everybody that keeps their ear to the boxing street knows that Conor Ben, Conor Ben and them has signed with Zuffa Boxing. And of course, Zuffa Boxing does not recognize the WBC under their campaign. So I don't know what he means by keep the belt warm, because you won't be trying to challenge for that belt kind of if you were to fight Ryan Garcia. Now, here's how this kind of makes sense to me, because this deal with Zuffa Boxing that kind of Ben took, I believe it's been reported upwards of $15 million for one fight. For one
Mm.
fight, five. You know what I mean? So if it's for one fight, I'm thinking that Zuffa is trying to get they money's worth. So For one fight at 15 million for a guy that's never won a belt, never won a world title belt. You would think that Zuffa is going to put him in there with another A-side type serious opponent. Now, looking into Ryan Garcia, his contract is supposed to be up at the beginning of this year. This fight that was fulfilled against Mario Barrios allegedly is the last fight on the Golden Boy contract. Could we see Dana White and OG Turkey Johnson open up the coffers to sign Ryan Garcia to Zuffa Boxing for one fight and get it on with Conor Ben and them? That's a real possibility when you have this fool talking about see you later next year. That's a real possibility when the Cold War is on. It's not even a Cold War, it's a hot war. The way Dana be coming at these promoters, calling Eddie Hearn, yeah, this is we smashing babies out here. This is a dude saying, you know what I mean? Because he done snatched Conor Ben out of nowhere. UK is shook to the ground because of this signing. You know what I mean? Conor Ben's a public enemy #1 in the UK right now.
Yeah, we gonna get into that, man. But let's run this video. Let's get into some usual suspect reacts real quick, man. Let's see what Ryan, Bud, and Shakur was saying backstage last night. Let's check it out.
It's the biggest fight right here.
No, I thought you was bigger than this, bro. You know I'm not big. Wait, why do you think I was big? God, oh man. Wait, good luck. Thank you, bro. Hey, Big Ryan winning that. You said what? Ryan's winning that. You don't want to bet on it. He's. Bet on it. Ryan's winning that. That's easy. Scooby snack. Bro, that was good boxing, bro. You a boxer? Huh? You a boxer? Ryan's cousin. Ryan's cousin. What you do? Huh? I be boxing too. Yes, sir, my boy. Hey, nice to meet you, bro. Hey, congrats on that Canelo fight, bro. You did good, bro. Yes, sir, bro. Yeah, let's do it. Hey.
All right. So Shakur was sizing up Ryan. He thought he was bigger than what he actually is. Bud, Bud don't be playing no games, man.
Nah, Bud, check that little nigga. Yo, you a boxer? Yo, little nigga understood real quick. Like, yo.
But for real though, should Shakur really be interested in taking this fight next, bro? Like, is this the fight for Shakur, or would you rather see him campaign at 140?
I mean, in the traditional sense, of course, I'd rather see him campaign at 140. I mean, but in the business sense, if I'm on Team Shakur, Ryan Garcia represents a bigger bag that you can't get at 140. You can't get that from Gary Russell. You can't get that same type of bag from a Dalton Smith, even if you was to go to UK and fight him. You know what I mean? So this is where I think this fight presents a big opportunity as far as generating money and generating notoriety. We know that this would be a type of fight because we see the type of glazing that the media has been putting on Ryan Garcia. What type of glaze and what type of spin will they put on when these two guys are matched up with, when Shakur is matched up with him? Shakur is going to be definitely coming in the fight as the villain. And that's easy work for Shakur. Easy work, a lot of notoriety for watching a guy like Ryan Garcia. Possibly might take a little bit of his fans depending on how he dispatches of him, if he don't take him to decision and actually stops Ryan Garcia or makes him quit, that's that's great PR for Shakur Stevenson, and then he can go back down to 140. Once again, campaign doing this catch weight shit, we can't look at it like, oh, this is what he's gonna get stuck into. Oh, he's gonna start playing tank games and shit like that. Nah, let the dude get his money, and we don't know where he's getting his vision from. For all we know, might be what OG Turkey Johnson wants. This was a Ring magazine event. They was the lead promoter of this shit. Look at right there. You see the poster already. They got Shakur as the A side. You know what I mean? This might be something that OG Turkey Johnson possibly wants next. So it goes down to what the supreme ruler says in the States.
Yeah. Like I say, man, for me, I think all three fights are good fights. Honestly, like I say, my biggest issue is I would rather see I would me myself personally, I would rather see guys that are at the weight class. If Conor Benn is coming back down to 147, he's campaigned at 147. For the majority of his career, he has not been at 147 as of recently with the two Eubank Jr. fights. Like I say, to me, Devin Haney makes more sense than anything. But like I say, I don't know what Devin Haney's next move is. They're kind of all over the place, with the lists and, trying to find opponents for Dev, between Keyshawn and Shakur, Xander Zayas, the rest of the 147 division. Like I say, I don't really know what Devin Haney's next move is because, the list is so wide in range between 140 to 154. So, and I believe Tank Davis is on the list too, and he campaigns at the smaller weight. So I know Dev does want the big fights, and I feel like Ryan Garcia is a big fight for Dev. Can't nobody tell me different, man. That fight makes all the sense in the world, man. But we will talk more about that in later dates, man. But I do want to ask you, all fella, and I'll give my take on it real quick, man. Did Frank Martin underperform or did Albright show up, man? This is Frank Martin's second fight back since his loss to Tank Davis. He's campaigning at a new weight class. He looked great in the Bartholomew fight. Put Bartholomew on a t-shirt. And Nabrir Albright, man, Wu is just one of those guys, man, that just makes everybody look average. You know what I'm saying? He the only guy that clearly, I think, beat him and give him a run for his money was Keyshawn, but Keyshawn got that fight overturned because of his drug, situation with the marijuana in Texas. To me, man, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. I think Frank Martin underperformed, man. I was disappointed in Frank Martin, man. I think this was a great opportunity for Frank Martin to come in and really show his skill set, man. But man, he could not really establish a real rhythm in that with Albright, man. Albright just his timing, he's awkward. You know what I'm saying? He's throwing these crazy looping punches, these looping hooks. He's throwing them from weird angles. He caught Frank Martin in the 10th round, hurt Frank Martin, almost knocked Frank Martin down, possibly could have stopped him. I was listening to to the family in the backstage, man, that they got real excited watching the Bray Albright, man. And I want to see Albright again, man. Possibly in in a rematch for Frank Martin, man. Frank Martin gonna have to come out and clean this shit up. But also, I ask you, man, did Frank Martin underperform or did Albright just show up?
I don't necessarily think Martin underperformed. I think we underestimated Nahir Albright. At least I did. I didn't think much of Nahir Albright much more than a gatekeeper type. Last night he showed he's more than a gatekeeper. He like I said, he almost had Frank Martin out of there in the 10th round, but that's not to take away from the performance Frank Martin was putting on and displaying before that. Because there were stretches of the fight where Frank Martin was in control of the fight, was looking comfortable. I think just in and around the 10th round is Frank Martin got caught, made a mistake, was trading a little bit too much when he shouldn't have, instead of maybe taking the more cautious route of using his superior foot movement and lateral movement. But he was trying to make it exciting for the crowd, make it exciting for the fans. He truly believed that he was going to be able to get Nahir Albright out of there, and in turn almost got himself out of there. So I don't think he underperformed. I think Albright just showed improved. He's another guy on this undercard that validated himself as a true contender. No, nigga, I don't keep the gate. I got aspirations to be a belt holder too. Yeah, I'm inside the shark pool with the rest of these guys. So salute to him, and yeah, this is deserved of a draw.
Okay. Real quick, man. I gotta ask you, man. I gotta ask you about this, man. I just seen this, man. We're gonna react to this right here, man. Earl Spence, man, linking up with Turk Al-Sheikh, man. Is this something? If we was to stare into the crystal ball, man, could you look into the future possibly and see a collab with Earl Spence and Turk Al-Sheikh, man? And let me say this. Salute to Earl Spence, man. See, this is why Earl Spence keeps winning, man. Earl Spence is at the right place at the right time. He's always at the right place at the right time. I recently seen Jamel Charlo's interview on Cigar Talk with Najee. Salute to Najee. Charlo was kind of in his feelings about certain things, not going his way and whatnot. But Charlo, bro, you're not on the scene like that, fam. You're not making it your business to pull up and politic. Earl Spence is on the scene, man. Like, and he's living. I don't want to make it seem like I'm turning Earl Spence down or dumbing him down, man. But he's living vicariously through Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? Because he still is the promoter for Frank Martin. Maybe, Charlo, if you would have used your Lions only promotions to sign some of these fighters in Houston, nigga, if you would have used your platform to push other people, maybe you could have been doing the same thing. Because just like Earl Spence found Frank Martin, Earl Spence had other fighters on the man down team. Why you didn't do that? Why you didn't sign some of these guys in the Southeast and Southwest Texas region. Earl Spence did. So don't get mad when you see Earl Spence getting all the love and the recognition out here, nigga. Yeah, don't get mad when you see Earl Spence getting in the ring with Fundora. You want to know why Earl is getting in the ring with Fundora? Because he's pulling up. He ain't sitting in his mansion comfortable and cool and content. Now he's pulling up. He's networking. He's politicking. He's shaking hands with the guys at the PBC. He's shaking hands with Turk Al-Sheikh. Oh, fella, what's your thoughts on this, man? Could you possibly see Earl Spence doing some things with Ring?
Most definitely. This seems a little bit premature from, of course, from this still shot, but we can take some definitely some information from this still shot you have up. Now, before we do that, let me say that I saw a video clip of it, the Big Fish and Connor Ben in passing. And Connor Ben was all of a sudden turned fan mode. You know what I mean? So happy to see Errol Spence. Asked him, was saying, yeah, I'm glad that you're coming back and whatnot. But Errol Spence responded, he didn't all the way confirm that he was coming back. He said, he pretty much said that, yeah, I'm thinking about it type shit. You in the dig? So even though that we've heard plenty of credible reports that he's returning against Tim Zoo, right? But so it was weird to me that he wouldn't confirm that with Conor Ben, like, yeah, I'm back May or April or whenever, you know what I mean? So maybe there is something going on in the background. Maybe that isn't all the way sold up. And now we go back to this picture and we see the top boxers financier and OG Turkey Johnson. And put that picture back up, Five. Let's look at it again.
Okay.
We got OG Turkey Johnson. Look at the smile. Look at the stance. Errol Spence ain't even standing up for his excellency. His excellency is standing before him to recognize Errol Spence. To let Errol Spence know, man, I want to do business with you, brother.
And not only that, fella, let's really put this shit into perspective. Wasn't this a PBC collaboration last night with Turk Al-Sheikh?
It was.
So, is it safe to say that Turk Al-Sheikh is in business with the PBC?
They are.
So I don't want to hear all this bitch ass crying and complaining. I don't want to hear that, bro. Charlo, get your bitch ass up and stop whining, bro. You need to be out here, fam. All these dudes is out here getting it, homie. Yeah, you made millions, homie, but let me tell you this, and I'm so pissed off at you, bro. I can't hold this back no more, bro. How is it that Earl Spence Jr., a nigga that ain't even fought at 154, is on the scene, looking clean, shaking hands, and politicking with guys when you sitting in Houston not doing a motherfucking thing? Nah, bro. Nah, homie. Boots on the grind, man. Boots on the grind, bro. No, that's not, bro. That's not it, man. Cause if Earl Spence can get his ass up and leave the ranch, leave Jamaica, leave vacation, leave the kids at home, leave wifey at home, you can do the same thing too, nigga. What makes you any more different? This was a PBC Ring Magazine collab with DAZN. So that tells me that PBC can get their own time slot over there. Golden Boy, who's by the way not even signed exclusively to DAZN anymore. Golden Boy Fighters was on the card. Shouts out to the little homie Josh Edwards out there, SWAT out Southwest, out of A-Leaf. You understand me? Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the Canadian, Colatino, the cul-de-sac mullet, you know what I mean? Put on for Northwest Canada.
Salute, bro. Boys is out here getting to it, homie. This is the Turk Al-Sheikh era, and I was saying this shit Friday, bro. We are in our golden era, bro. This is 80s prime era, bro. All these fights can get cracking. It's no excuse. Money is not an issue. Dates, networking is not an issue, gang. It's not. Yeah, the PBC still got their own little shit going on Amazon. Cool, no problem. We gonna support it. But guess what, man? Turk Al-Sheikh got this shit cracking in America. Oh man, Turk Al-Sheikh, man. All he do is put all the cards in Riyadh, man. He steady putting the fights in the Middle East, man. Man, cap. The first two cards of Turk Al-Sheikh has been where, all fella?
New York, big city of dreams.
The first two cards of 2026 have been in America. The first one was in New York. The second one in Las Vegas. A PBC. Turk Al-Sheikh is so cold with this shit, bro. PBC. He put PBC and Golden Boy on the same card and made the Golden Boy fighters fight the PBC fighters. He had a matchroom fighter, and we finna talk about this right here. He had a matchroom fighter fighting a Golden Boy fighter. And you got the nerve to be sitting on the interview, whining, crying, and complaining, talking about, I'm in these dudes' DMs, man. I'm in these dudes' DMs, man. Ain't nobody responding to me. Get your motherfucking ass off the phone and get in these buildings, just like Earl Spence is doing, just like Shakur Stevenson is doing, just like all these guys. Your biggest op was at the motherfucking fight, nigga. Terrence Crawford. Pull up and talk shit to him. Pull up and talk shit to Earl Spence. Pull up and goddamn get a photo out with goddamn Turk, man. Pull Turk to the side. Pull up on the Cubans and Sam Watson and them boys, man. I seen Sam Watson last night. I seen Marcus. I seen Brandon. I seen the Watson family up there doing what they do. Where was you, bro? Fucking pissing me off with this bullshit, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and talk about this real quick, man. Does Africa keep missing big opportunities, man? And do you think he should move up to 147? Let me say this, man. I'm really getting sick of him. Like, I'm so tired of Richardson Hitchenson's, man. I be trying to give New York a pass, man, because I love New York, man. I love the culture. I love everything about New York, man. But guys like Africa, man, he just makes it so difficult to be a fan of him, bro. Another big opportunity missed. We probably won't see Africa for some time. He missed out on the first ring card, and now he's missed out on a second ring card. Turkey probably will be, you know, taking some of the talent to Riyadh season again in Riyadh. What's your thoughts? Does Africa keep missing big opportunities? How do you feel, or how did you feel when you heard Africa was out of the co-main event? Might I add, he pulled out.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this was all the way a huge fight for Richard, but in culmination to the fact that he was supposed to fight Jermaine Ortiz in New York in front of a sold out crowd at the MSG, wasn't able to do that. Then you want another big card in Las Vegas as the co-main event against a guy that I perceived would have been tailor-made, a tailor-made style for Richardson Hitchens. But you pulled out of that. I mean, so this was very disappointing when I heard the news because for one, it impacted the fight pool card. And in my opinion, I was banking on those 3 points, 5.
Nah, facts.
I was banking on them. You know, to me, that was
Facts.
an easy 3 points.
that would have made a nigga break even with that crow, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, bro, I've been eating a lot of crow, and I don't know, by Monday I might be in the hospital, my nigga. You know what I mean?
Hold on, all fella. Hold on. All fella, address this, man, because the homies say, "Come on, 5." Everybody call in sick at one point.
He ain't lying though. He ain't lying though. But that's calling in sick to your corporate job. I mean, to your regular job. When you're talking about being an IBF champion, Brent, you got to play by the rules. You gotta abide by the policy of the IBF. And Richardson Bitchins has been bitching about the IBF policy for the last couple fights now. Oh, I can't. Well, if you can't make the weight, or you can't rehydrate the way you want to after the weigh-in, you need to drop the belt, nigga. You ain't qualified to hold that IBF strap. This is, once again, this is the second time. You know what I mean? Okay, you can't make the weight. Well, you know what he should have done? He should have rehydrated the way he wanted to then. He should have rehydrated the way he wanted to and fought his fight against Oscar Duarte, and they can both get home and get paid and whatnot. You should have styled on Oscar Duarte the way he wanted to, the way with his regular weight. Drop the belt. Vacate the belt, my nigga. That's all you need to do. IBF need to take the actions to me effective immediately. Strip this nigga because he ain't qualified, bro.
Now, facts. And salute to my brother TD, man. TD just said some of the realest shit, bro. He say tired of defending Hitchenson's. I really tried to be fair with Hitchenson's. I picked him to win by stoppage too. I had confidence in him, but what he did is suspect. Yeah, man. And he, like I say, even Tay, man. Tay is one of the nicest people in the world, man. And she even said it. If Africa keeps doing that, he won't be champion anymore. These is all New Yorkers, man. This is coming from New York, bro. Like, and see what really pisses me off. See, this is the thing that pisses me off for Africa, bro. It's how you did it, gang. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. This is something my pops always taught me. It's not what you do. If you wanted to pull out the fight, bro, you should have been pulled out the fight. You let Oscar Duarte go through camp pay his sparring partners, pay for, you know, training at the gym, pay for meal preps, you know, pay for all these things that fighters have to do in camp, bro. You get to the fight week, and you pull out the day of the fight. Most guys pull out, you know, maybe a couple days before the fight, maybe a week before the fight, maybe 3-4 days before the fight, bro. You pulled out Saturday. I want to say this news dropped Saturday evening, maybe when we was watching the UK card with Lee Wood and Warrington.
Nah, that shit dropped in the morning in the chat, bro.
In the morning? Okay,
yeah, that
yeah.
shit early up morning. I was like, damn, dog.
Yeah, bro. That, I mean, it's still bad because you did it the day of the fight, and that tells me that, and like you were saying, bro, that you was having problems with this rehydration. You went through all of the steps, you know, from going through camp, making weight, and you get to the fight. You know what I'm saying? You go to the weigh-in, you make weight. You go to the weigh-in, you show up to the weigh-in and make weight. In the day of, when it's time to do the rehydration weigh-in, you pull out the fight. Gang. Stop playing games at 140 and go to 147. Stop wasting people's time. Take your ass to 147 and get the smoke where the smoke is brewing at, where the smoke is at. You got Devin Haney. You got Lewis Crocker. Oh, by the way, Lewis Crocker is a matchroom fighter. Go to 147, man, and stop playing these games. Give yourself the grace of the extra 7 pounds that you get, plus the extra 10 pounds that you get, and come in at 157 and fight, bro. If 140 is that hard for you to make, and you having problems rehydrating past the 150-pound limit with the IBF at 140, bro, just go to 147 and fucking stop wasting everybody's time. You fucked over Oscar Duarte, man. You had this man come in from Mexico, bro, and the man couldn't even get paid. It's nasty work, bro. It's nasty. You got it, man. I'm not giving Africa no more passes, bro. I'm sorry. I can't, man. When dudes like BFTB and 78 and Red and all of the big bros, the homies, when they start roasting your motherfucking ass and calling you black ass popo, I'm not gonna say motherfucking thing. I'm not gonna say motherfucking thing. Phil, how do you feel about, real quick before we get off this? How do you feel about Africa going to 147? Is that the division that he should be in? Should he stop, quote unquote, being a weight bully? Do you feel like he's been a weight bully, or should he just go to 147 with the rest of the bigger guys?
I believe so. I do believe he definitely needs to drop the belt, the IBF belt, because one thing we saw that he can make weight. He made the 140 limit. He just can't make IBF's policies with the rehydration. I think it's what, 15 pounds more. So 155. Maybe he wants to weigh 165. Well, he can do that with the other belt, with the other sanctioning bodies. So maybe he can go the other route and stay at 140, but just target other sanctioning body champions. But of course, move up to 147. But after this non-showing, I don't believe he deserves immediate title shot at one of the current belt holders, whether it's Rolly Romero, whether it's Ryan Garcia, Betty Crocker, or Debo Dev. I don't believe he should get that shot. 2 times in a row, we've seen pullouts or your fights get canceled, bro. No, I think you need to kind of work your way into championship contention again if you're going to 147. I would like to see his true legitimacy tested by none other than the assassin Brian Norman Jr.
Ooh, 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 that would be a damn good fight, bro. You on to something with that one. I like that one, man. All right. I gotta ask Captain Zuffa about this, man. Connor the Zuffa, man. Where is the loyalty, man? Okay, man. Let's check out this video real quick, and we're gonna get into it, man.
Germany, he's one of my heroes, by the way. He's like Miguel Co's, just the G. He had said to me, I said, so like, you're like my hero. He's gone, why am I your hero? I was like, you're just my favorite fighter. He's gone, and he pulled me aside and then had a word with me, and he said, the belts, you know, it mean nothing. You want to make sure, and he has like this voice when he talks, you want to make sure the best decision you make is the decision you made for the best interest of your kids. That's your legacy. Your legacy is your kids. And when I look back in 10, 15 years time and go, I made the right decision for my kids and my family. Yes, I do. And I'm stand on that. That's my job, is to give my kids a better life than I had, which was a pretty good life. To open doors for my kids, to, you know, I want my kids to be sweet. Another Conor Benn will come along. Another fighter will come along. Ultimately, in 15 years time, when I'm done and retired, and when all is said and done, 10 years, 5 years even, will I have made the best decision for my family? Yes. Okay. You know, yeah, the belt's nice to win, and yeah, that is the goal. But ultimately, I want my kids going private school. I want my kids to not want or need for anything in life. I want my kids to understand the benefits of hard work. I want them to see the life they have because of the decisions I made. Are they comfortable? No. Is it easy? No. Is it bold? Yes. Spent some time with.
Okay, that's one video. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this shit.
My loyalty to Eddie, to the zone, to Matchroom, you can't teach that. Don't know where my bread's buttered. You know, I'm well looked after at the zone, well looked after at Matchroom. Get paid double elsewhere, and if that can even happen, get paid double elsewhere.
In an old interview when Conor Benn was talking loyalty, saying he'd never leave Matchroom, and respect that. Loyalty matters, but fighters get one career, bruv, one prime, no second chances. Things change, business changes, people grow. It's only fair that we ask ourselves, if it was the other way round, would a promoter not make the best move for their company? This ain't personal, it's timing, it's securing your future. Here's what he said back then.
You know, I'm grateful for the way they've stuck by me throughout this. I'm grateful for the way they've supported me. And I know where my bread's buttered. You know, I'm well looked after at the zone, well looked after at Matchroom. My loyalty would still stand with Matchroom. You know, I've just literally extended my contract. The grass is never greener. What matters to me is the way they've stuck by me. Eddie taking a beating for the past year. The zone, Matchroom taking a beating, you know, as much as I have as well on social. So, you know, I look at that and I go, Joe, someone who can fight my corner, when really they didn't have to. You know, loyalty goes so far with me. You know, I hope I see my career through with every single one that's in my career now. I hope I see my career through with every single person that's in my career now. Without Matchroom, without DAZN, without Eddie, Frank, Tony, Charlie, Lee, like the list goes on. My loyalty.
All right, man. The reason why I played this video, like I say, man, I wanted to put things into perspective and add real substance to this cook, man. Connor being a Zuffa, man. Now all fella has been these takes all fella has been given on Zuffa is aging like fine wine, man. I'm always give my brother credit, man, because he was one of the first people on board with Zuffa. He liked what Zuffa was bringing to the table and what they were doing. I'm gonna say this, man. Where's the loyalty, right? We all know Conor Benn has had a very, very tricky career, need I say, with the PED scandal, with Eddie Hearn, you know, And see, this is the thing with me. The loyalty, man. Eddie built Connor being from the ground up, bro. Say what you want to say about Eddie. I know some people don't like Eddie. You know, some people may love Eddie, but unlike these guys in America, like a Boots Ennis, or I see Eddie, he's promoting Shakur. Eddie, listen, let me say this too. Them guys who Eddie built up in the UK, like a Conor Ben, like an Anthony Joshua, like a Josh Kelly, these are Eddie's day one guys. You know what I'm saying? And particularly Conor Ben, man, he really stood in the paint for Conor Ben when it was real tricky for Conor Ben, man. We really didn't know what was gonna happen next with Conor Ben. Not only did he do that, bro, he put Conor in a position to really level up with the two Eubank fights. Now, I know people is gonna say, Fella might even say, "Oh man, but that was Turk Al-Sheikh, man." But yeah, man, but Eddie was right there, building him back up to get to that point, to get the Eubank Junior's fights. You know what I'm saying? Both fights where he lost, in the second fight he won. But it's obvious, man, that Conor Ben, his loyalty is with his family, with his kids, and Zuffa apparently, man, is giving him life-changing generational wealth, man, to put his kids in a better situation. Fella, man, the floor is yours, man. Conor being the Zuffa, man, where is the loyalty?
I ain't mad at it. You know what I mean? Because the same niggas that are claiming loyalty, right? The same people that are saying, where is the loyalty? Are the same folks that will sit here day after day and clown AJ's lifetime contract. Yeah. AJ's lifetime contract. But let me put some perspective into this, because Eddie admitted that Conor Ben's contract and ran up. Eddie admitted that it's his fault. He fell asleep at the wheel. He wasn't wooing Conor Ben the way he was supposed to, because he thought it was all in the bag. He thought all that work that he put in previously, putting all the the dirty test, sweeping that under the rug, getting rid of the British boxing, his British boxing license. Yeah, Eddie Hearn was a part of that. Yeah, Eddie Hearn was the part of that during that what was supposed to be a suspension for those dirty tests, was a part of getting him fights over in the US of A. Yeah, you know what I mean? Xavier Roscoe got a fight with him at 154. Peter Dobson, that was his second fight at 154 in the United States under commissions that would allow it. Eddie went and sought and found these commissions that would let this dirty ass motherfucker that tested positive for clomiphene get fights. Eddie thought that was all he needed to do. Eddie start talking about, man, I was bankrolling this guy's funds. I was breaking him off some dollars when he was down and out. He thought that was all. You know what I mean? He thought he had that AJ contract sold up without the signature. But he didn't. Because you want to say, guys like the Odd Fella was saying, whoa, Turkey Al-Sheikh, OG Turkey Johnson put together that fight. Because he did. put together the first one. He's the one that wanted to see that bullshit. We only wanted to see it during COVID season 5. We was allowing it. We was saying, yeah, you know what I mean? COVID season was a bad time. And this is when this fight was transpiring. Then that shit went dead after Connor's failed drug test. But who was the one that brought it back? It was OG Turkey Johnson that wanted to see that fight. And the first fight was so good, he wanted to see it again. And still put it under the Ring Riyadh season banner. The belt that they fought for was the Fatal Fury belt. That's actually a beautiful belt. I mean, when I sit back and look at it, that's a beautiful belt. That's what they fought, was OG Turkey Johnson shit. He put that shit together. 65,000 people up in the stadium at Tottenham Stadium. That wasn't no matchroom ting. Conor Ben turned into a full superstar out of his dad, Nigel Ben's shadow. Both of these sons removed themselves from their greater father's shadows. Those nights right there. That wasn't Eddie Hearn. He was involved in it, yes. He played his part. But for Conor Ben's biggest moments, it was boxing biggest financier, 5. And that was OG Turkey Johnson that put that shit together. And that was OG Turkey Johnson that was whispering in Conor Ben and them's ears talking about, hey, man, you see how New York's feeling you. He came over to New York, you know what I mean, and start running the shit. You saw him, you saw the clip. Conor Ben with the buzz cut was a different man. He was a different boy. Now we got the blonde hair. TD done took him out to the Bronx hair salon and bleached his hair and shit. Now he thinking he the man. Now we up in the soaking up niggas like Rolly Romero. You know what I mean? Doing gallivanting, doing what he want to do. In New York City, nobody checking him. MSG, 20,000 people. Center of attention, Conor Ben. He was feeling that. He can't get that shit. He can't get that shit in London. Don't matter if there's 80,000 in Wembley. It's a different feeling when 20,000 people are looking at Conor Ben in the MSG. It's a different feeling when 20,000 people are looking at you at the T-Mobile in Las Vegas. He wants a piece of that. And when old Dana White came knocking with that 15 M's, he said, yes, please. Yes, please. Mr. Dana White that took guys that we never would have thought of or heard of and made them into stars. Who the fuck was Conor McGregor before he came to the UFC? Who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, that's who he was. Dana know what to do with these foreign motherfuckers that have charisma. And Conor Ben, one thing he does, he has a little bit of charisma. He's the new British bad boy. The new public enemy of the UK. And Dana and Turkey got a big bag to market him. And they just gave him $15 million. So let's see who they're going to put him in there with next. Because it's going to be somebody of A-side status, in my opinion, for the cost, for the money that they gave him. Once again, a guy that ain't been once a champion. They gave that motherfucker a lot of money. Ain't no loyalty in this shit. Because when you claim loyalty, on the other end, niggas are claiming you a slave. Land the plane.
Sensational. we got Mizek in the building, man. Stay ready in the building. What's going down with the B-Mac? How you feeling, brother?
Man, what's grooving on me, man? I thought I missed you. I ain't gonna lie to you, cause I seen you go live, but I couldn't jump on because we were recording. Well, we were setting up to record. We just finished breaking down and leaving out. And as soon as I did, I jumped in the truck. I jumped on because I seen you were still live. I'm like, I know he getting ready to close it out, but let me jump on to see if I can throw a take in or two. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, big bro. Appreciate that, man. I know you be moving and grooving and doing shit, man. But whenever you pull up, man, it always yeah, man. It always it's always good to see you, man.
Man,
Okay, bro.
I'm trying to hurry up and get back to the high. I got the oxtails in the oven. I put on in the morning.
Okay. Why we got you on, man? I don't know. You know, if y'all talked about this on the Agnew on the AP, I'll be watching when it drop. Sometime next week, man.
You gonna love this episode.
Okay. Bit.
The whole team back today.
Yeah. Okay. Connor being a Zuffa, man. Where's the loyalty, man? How does Mac feel about this, man? Talk to me.
Man, it's business. This is what I'm gonna say. I said it. I said it on the Agnew, so y'all gonna hear me say it on here. Why didn't Eddie have him under? He hasn't been under contract with Eddie for a while. Why didn't Eddie have him under contract? What did you expect was gonna happen when you didn't have your main one of your this supposed to be your friend? He's not under contract. What did you expect to happen? Then he said he wanted the Shakur fight, and you said I'm not putting him in there with Shakur. So that also threw something in his heart, like you didn't believe in him. You just signed Josh Taylor and giving him the boots in his fight. Like he's seeing all that.
Josh Kelly?
And yeah, Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
He's seeing all that and wondering like what's going on and why am I not getting signed and why I'm not getting paid. So yeah, all that's starting to add up and it's not looking good. So when you look at it like he not returning your call, nigga, why would he? Why would he even have to call you so you can match what Zuffa was offering? Why didn't y'all already have him under contract? Like that's the question you should be asking yourself. Now I will say this: as a grown man, you do deserve to call somebody who has looked out for you in the sense of when you went through your PED shit. Who's somebody who was fighting for you through your PED case with the BBOC? Somebody who's looked out for you, giving you hundreds and $1,000s, even though the nigga recruit that on the back end. We ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, I do think as man to man, you should have. He do deserve a call, but no, at the end of the day, bro, it's business. And what's something that we've said for years, the business of boxing is staying the business of boxing. Whether it's from fighter, whether it's promoter, whether it's manager, whether it's lawyer, whether it's network, whether it's turkey, the business of boxing is staying the business of boxing. And now we got a new entity in boxing, which is Zuffa. And the only objective I got with the whole signing shit was that was a big ass contract from an entity who said boxers make too much money, but you just overpaid for this fighter. And the main point of Zuffa boxing is because boxers make too much money. And you overpaid for Conor Ben. You could have overpaid anybody but a Conor Ben. Who is he beating? Who is matter of fact? Name his best win.
Eubanks. That's his
Man,
best win.
name his exactly. Hey,
Eubanks. That's his, you asked.
No. I understand you, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, going to 147. Who do we think he gonna beat? That's a champion. Lewis Crocker. That's it. His countryman. He don't beat nobody else.
What about the Gringo?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you.
You think the Gringo beat him?
Nah, I got him beating the Gringo. I got him beating Rolly Romero. I got him beating Crocker. Only person I ain't got him beating is Deb.
I don't think he beat Rolly. I'm gonna be honest with you. Rolly's looked different since he got with Ismail. I ain't gonna lie, he's looked different since he got with Ismail. The way I thought he was gonna beat Ryan and the way he beat Ryan, that's because of Ismail. He boxed Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
That's because of Ishmael Sadi. He don't be rolling.
That
And
nigga box Ryan landing
now
probably
I ain't gonna
less than 75
Yeah.
punches, bro.
now
All
now
these
Ryan
fights at
he can be
147 is good.
he can be Ryan. But is he going? But let me ask you because I thought Zuffa wasn't fighting none of the other sanctioning bodies. I thought they was only doing Zuffa fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. We would have to ask. We would have to ask Captain Zuffa, man. Yeah, he could give us some insight on that, man. Why did they overpay Connor Bean when they supposed to be bringing quote unquote structure to
Man,
incorporate
I ain't gonna lie.
to boxing?
You can't ask Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester been goddamn me
Nah, you ain't
contradicting
asking
himself.
under the fester. You asking Captain Zuffa, and that's I am him. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
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 he
yeah.
asking
That's
me. He
you
asking
talking
me.
about Nick.
I'm Captain Zuffa.
Oh, you Nick. Oh, I thought you were talking about Uncle Fester. I'm like, I ain't asking Uncle Fester.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Goddamn,
that's
nah,
he
bro.
done contradicted
that's what these
himself the
niggas been
whole
calling me,
time.
Mac. That's what these niggas been calling me, Mac. They've been calling me
But you
Captain
know
Zuffa.
what? Hold on. I'm not against. I'm not against Zuffa. I am
Me
against
neither.
the pay because the Zuffa been giving us some good fights, and I know a lot of people that can benefit from Zuffa. You know what
Facts.
I'm saying? We got so many local fighters and shit like that. I think are great because they trying to sign everybody. I think they benefit great from Zuffa, especially
Mm-hmm.
temporary contracts just to build themselves up, build their name up. I think Zuffa is a great entity right now, but it's just the contradictions is killing me. Y'all
Okay,
not
well
making any sense.
let me give you a small reasoning why to make it make some sense. Okay, so those of y'all that have followed my Zuffa philosophies, I've always said that Zuffa boxing for one is going to be for the middle class. It's building up the middle class of boxing. But that's not
Facts.
all they're
Yeah.
gonna have. They're gonna have two tiers of Zuffa, y'all. And the super tier of Zuffa is what we saw when Dana White had their inaugural grand opening fight with Canelo and Crawford. So with this signing of Conor Ben for 15 million for one fight, what it suggests to me is that they trying to build a super fight. A super fight that would be under the Zuffa brand on a say like a Netflix.
So you
On
saying that a fight like trying to get him and Shakur Stevenson on Zuffa? Since
correct. A Conor Ben versus Shakur, or a Conor Ben versus Ryan Garcia, who's allegedly becoming a free agent.
no, he's a free agent. That was his last fight. That was according to his manager. His manager said that.
So
So yeah,
that's a real
but
possibility when you see
so
the tweet that Five put up earlier on in the show saying see you later next year, later
so
this year,
so
right?
he's a free agency, but he still owe Golden Boy money. So let's say he's still probably the next two fights he's still gonna have to pay Golden Boy, but he's out of contract with Golden Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Golden Boy would just take a percentage.
yeah,
You
like
know what
they
I'm
did
saying?
Floyd, like they did Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, like I said, there's gonna be two tiers. We see the tiers where we see the Z1, Z2s at the Apex Theater, and then we gonna see the super tier of the super fights. You don't actually think that Dana White and Turkey Johnson paid 15 M's for Conor Ben to fight at the Apex? Nah, they're gonna do it at T-Mobile. They're gonna get the
Nah,
spear possibly and get another A-side opponent. That's what's gonna
that
happen.
that's where I disagree because Conor Ben don't sell in America, so he gonna end up having to set those fights in England. That's the only way you're gonna get a big fight with Conor Ben. He does not sell in America at all.
That
Nobody
that
knows
was
him over here.
stay ready. That remains to be seen. We see the
It
push
doesn't.
that Conor Ben. Do you see the push that Conor Ben's been doing with his whole American experience? That's why he over
Hmm.
here right now.
He been
He
over here
made
a
it.
lot.
He
He been at
did make
every.
a buzz. He did make a buzz over there in NYC.
He been at the last 3 cards here in America. So
And
yeah,
why is
I
that?
get it. I get it. He's trying to build his name, but he don't have one yet.
I call bullshit on that play. I think Conor Benn got a decent name
From what?
from the two Eubank Junior fights, bro. Them two
Don't
Eubank
nobody know,
Junior
but don't nobody know Eubanks. We're talking about. I'm
global
not talking about in England. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He has a
globally,
And,
name.
bro.
and, and what I've been saying, stay ready. Who's the best American promoter that can make a British name blow up in the States? Who has the track record of doing that? Dana White.
Uh, hell no. That's UFC. That's not boxing. And UFC really don't.
Yeah, but
UFC is just a machine. It promotes itself. As soon as they have
don't
a fight,
don't
they
don't
already
Zuffa
promoted it.
don't Zuffa boxing pretty much have the same format as the UFC?
They're trying to, so they're setting it up,
He
but
gonna
it ain't just
implement the
got
same. He gonna
popularized yet.
implement the same type of format and the same type of promotional schemes, the same type of plays that he's been successful with the UFC. He's gonna try to utilize it with Zuffa, and he's figuring out that he can't go all the way in with these salary caps as he has in the UFC because boxing is on another stratosphere.
Right.
But when it
And
comes to the good things that he's been doing, getting these guys that I never heard of before and turning them into stars, where I know who they are, like a Colby Covington. He's who the fuck is he without
I know who
UFC?
Kobe
Nobody,
Covington
like, you know what I mean? Guys like
but
that.
we know who
Like,
Kobe
and this
Covington is just because of UFC.
and I think this is what Paramount, the Paramount deal, what Zuffa Boxing and what Dana White can bring to the table for Conor Benn that Eddie Hearn can't.
not only that, let's put it into perspective. Also, this is Dana White's official first year. This is his first official run in boxing. This year, we're only in February. We have had multiple Zuffa cards, and we have had multiple Zuffa fighters turning over the flagship to Zuffa. Jay Apatow,
We know
Charles
Andy Ruiz,
Charles
Martin,
Martin, Andy Ruiz, Conor Benn, bro.
Jabba. Yeah, we seen
NFL
it.
Jabba, bro. So Dana White is slowly but surely turning a new leaf at Paramount and Zuffa. I gotta give a man credit what credit is due, bro. For you to have your first official year in boxing with Zuffa Boxing, bro, and we only are in February, bro, and for you to sign a guy like Conor Benn who's coming off the 2 fights with Eubanks, Conor Benn has a lot of motion right now. We did not, like I say, bro, we got to put it into perspective. We did not see Devin Haney in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. We saw Conor Benn in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. That matters. Conor Benn is everywhere where the cameras are at. He's in every interview. When them DAZN cameras is out, bro, Conor Benn is there. Now, is Conor Benn a Devin Haney or a Ryan Garcia or a Shakur Stevenson or a Boots Ennis or a Deontay Wilder or Earl Spence, Frank Martin type guy? No, he's not. But he does have motion, and I'm not going to not say that he don't bring nothing to the table. Also, Conor Benn is going to bring in a lot of new subscribers to Paramount in the UK and in Europe.
He definitely is.
Yeah. So
especially
Dana
if
White,
that market.
Yeah, if they break into that UK market, bro, that's gonna put a big fu to Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, I honestly, this is what I really think. Truly, bro, I think Conor Benn going to Zuffa and Dana White overpaying him, bro, is a big fu to Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? And Dana White is showing Eddie Hearn anything that you can do, nigga, I can do this shit too, and I possibly can do it better than what you doing. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Um, salute to the chat, man. Salute to my boy Craig L. I seen my brother Big Joe. I seen my brother Cadillac Red. Red, where you at, man? Pull up on me. You in the chat, but you're not on the show, man. Nasty work from you, Cadillac Red. Nasty work. I don't want to hear no excuses from you, brother. But I'm
Nigga, I
glad you
can pull up, you can pull up.
yeah, but I'm glad you pulled up in the chat though and showed some love, man. All
That
right.
nigga talk. That nigga talked a lot of shit last night, but he ain't come in to face the music today.
Hit facts. All right, man. Real quick, man. Last question of the day, man. We're gonna get up out of here. Shields versus Cruz. Discern, man. Is all the antics a makeup for a good fight, man? We've seen the
No,
videos. We've seen um, the back and forth between Shields and Cruz, man. It seems like they were once cool. They were once cordial. They came up together. They turned professional together at the same time. Up out of the amateurs, they fought each other on a pro debut. We know that Clarissa did beat her, but Cruz has earned. She made her own way. You know what I'm saying? She's won multiple times. She's beaten top girls in and around women's boxing. You know what I'm saying? Mac, I ask you, man, with all of the shit that you've seen, man, all the antics, all of the altercations and everything, man, is this gonna be a good fight based off all of the beef and everything that's brewing?
no,
In the build up for this fight. You say no?
no.
Okay, go ahead.
The same thing gonna happen how we expect to happen. Nigga, nobody called for this motherfucking fight. Nobody wanted to see this shit to begin with. We thought the same thing that happened the first time y'all fought gonna happen fight. And at the same time, like all this shit, y'all was sitting there placating to the fans because y'all besties, so y'all being theatrical, and some shit happened that y'all wasn't expecting to happen because the husbands got involved, and now y'all beefing. Man, shut that shit up. Y'all, I don't give a damn if it's women or niggas. All that y'all shouldn't have been trying to be theatrical. Y'all ain't got to put on to make a fight. Nigga, we know y'all friends. Nigga, Clarissa, you done came out, walked this girl out damn near every one of her fights. And she been there at yours. We know y'all friends. Y'all didn't have to act like y'all was beefing just to make a fight. That shit weird to me. And I don't give a damn who it is. That shit weird.
Hmm.
We've seen
Okay.
fighters be cool and nice to each other and still give us amazing fucking fights. Come on,
Yeah.
man. That shit weird, cuz.
Okay. All fella, same question, man. Cruz versus Shields, man. Is all the antics a makeup for a good fight?
I agree with Max certain points that yeah, nobody was calling for this fight, and when it was called, we all knew how it was gonna go down, pretty much. But I disagree with Mac in the sense that this whole the theatrics that went left that turned into a serious altercation with that involved one of the husbands
Over.
who has a husband. I ain't know the quote had a
Oh
husband,
yeah,
my
you're
nigga.
right. You're right. You're right.
Be reaching. Be reaching.
Salute,
I know that.
salute to yes, indeed. She said it's only one husband.
Yeah, I know we
They,
want to
they
put that
act like
black
that,
love
man.
tag on there, but yo, let's not reach. There's only one husband in there,
You're
and he
right.
was getting
You're right.
and he was getting ping ponged up in there. I mean,
Like he been like what's been happening in his whole boxing career,
yeah, because I
from
just
the
figured
amateurs
out
to the pros.
he was a boxer. I
He
mean,
was an amateur getting beat up in the Olympic trials, and he got down. He was a pro getting beat up.
yo,
Yeah,
salute to Shava for letting me know that yeah, franchise husband is a boxer, a featherweight in the featherweight division. But yeah, he was getting ping ponged up in Michigan, and I think that adds some add some extra oomph to the fight now. And you know what I mean? So that once again, that's where I disagree with Mac. Uh, yeah, maybe they could have left the theatrics out of it, but I think after this little episode, and now that it's somewhat real beef, because you see the response from Franchine, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Uh,
And
I was
Clarissa.
halfway believing in KG because KG better a couple last week over the weekend
Yep.
at the Rumble at the Raceway fights and whatnot, and she had this kind of aloof type of attitude. Like, and KG was feeling like, oh man, she just showing up for the paycheck. Well, after this shit went the way this shit went down, and seeing her husband getting, I guess, dragged and snuffed and yoked up and whatnot, the little featherweight. You know what I mean? Because I know there's some big boys in the D. You know what I mean? So he might have been having a hard time of it. But after seeing that, she might be. It might not be for the paycheck. She might be up for this fight. So we might see some a little bit something extra from Franchine bringing to the table in this rematch. So yeah, I'm ready to see what goes down. I'm ready to see all the ring walks. You know what I mean? Especially the Sada Baby for the light heavyweight fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, this gonna be something real. You know what I mean? Salute to Detroit. Little
Yeah.
Caesars Arena is definitely gonna be lit tonight.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
One thing. Salute to my boy Joe George out of H Time fighting on the undercard tonight.
Yeah, salute to Joe, man. Yeah, man. I think, man. This brings more storylines. The ladies gonna have a little bit more extra oomph. You know what I'm saying? In the in a blood and it's gonna be interesting to see, man. And I agree wholeheartedly with what Tay Tay is saying, man. This is gonna be an ugly fight. I think Cruz Dezern is gonna come out. And she's pissed off about what happened to her husband. And she's gonna try her best to, do what she do, man, and that's make fights ugly, sloppy. She's gonna, smother Maul, Clarissa, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna see if Clarissa can, box clean. We finna find out how clean of a boxer she is in his second go round with Cruz Zern. They know each other, they know each other's style, they know each other's tendencies, they know what each other like to do. So I'm excited, man. You know what I'm saying? I agree with what Stay Ready did say, though. Nobody asked for this. We did not want to see this. I did not want to see this, but this is what uh this is what we're getting. I would love to see Shadeja Green. Hopefully Shadeja Green is in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she's ringside. Hopefully she's a
Don't
commentator. You know what I'm saying?
don't forget that they did say that Franchise Cruz is experiencing soreness and minor swelling in her knees and ankles tonight.
Of
So for the
course,
toughness that y'all hoping to see, yeah, yeah, I want to see, yeah, with yeah,
of course, that big 500 pounder with the Twizzlers in his head
yeah,
fell right on her. You know what I mean, fell
fell
right
right
on
on
her.
top of him. Yeah,
Yeah, and then held her
but yeah,
back after she was trying to go get Glenn. You know what I mean? Go
yeah, I'm
get
the
the
only
real
one that can
husband.
calm my husband down. Oh.
Oh man.
Oh man, ghetto activities, man. Where is Icewear Vezo and Peasy? Big ghetto activities going on. Iced Out Records at its finest. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, that's Detroit for you. You understand me, man? Yeah, man. Great weekend of boxing. Next week is gonna slow down a little bit. It's gonna pick back up in March and April. Next week we got Navarrete versus Sugar Nunez. That's probably a one-off card. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see how all this shit pan out.
Yeah, we got a couple votes on going for next week because yeah, there's some fights that might be on the fence for some of the players, but we gonna see.
Hey,
Um,
I'm gonna say this right here, right now. We definitely gonna have to at least get one to make up for the Africa fight. At least
mm,
one. At least
Facts.
one. At least
indeed.
one. At least one. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna vote on all of them, but at least one.
Hey, well, let me say
Yep.
this. salute to Tay Tay. You know what I mean? The real queen of MMA. Salute to her. She did actually drop a little donation for the US 6 fight pool. So that ups the pool. You know what I mean? That ups the little jackpot for the pool at the end of the season. So most definitely salute to her.
Yeah.
We're gonna dedicate week 5 to Tay Tay Brown for that donation. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen. Thank
Salute,
you,
Tay
Queen.
Tay. Salute. Thank
Salute,
you.
salute. She always coming through showing love, man. I love Tay Tay for that. Like I say, one of the nicest people on earth. Salute to Long Island, Strong Island, NYC, man. You understand me, man? All right, man. On that note, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna get ready for these fights that's coming on probably within the next 30 minutes. I believe that it's supposed to start. I don't know if it's 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but it's 5:30 right now in Texas, Central Standard Time. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. US 6, you understand me? US 6 Sundays, man. Salute to my boy, our fella, man, Jay Steels. Salute to my brother Mizak. We had some other brothers missing. They weren't able to pull up today. My sister Shower wasn't able to pull up today. But I do appreciate everybody for tuning in, keeping the chat lit. You understand me? Make sure y'all subscribe, smash that like button, and share that stream. Then right, it's the Usual Suspect team. Mizak, man, let the people know when is the Agnew podcast dropping and what should we expect on the show for next week. Mac, you're on mute. You're on mute, Brody. Matt, you're on
Y'all should
mute.
expect what y'all expect every Monday. Yeah, you can't hear me. I'm talking. I'm seeing my screen go up.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You back
y'all
now. You back.
What
Go
y'all
ahead, bro.
expect every Monday. It's gonna be a great show. Man, Monday, be prepared. Monday at 6. Agnew podcast is gonna be dropping. Tune in. The whole crew back this week. Whole crew.
Okay. All for the closers out, bro.
Indeed, another dope one. And speaking of the Agnew podcast, Cedric Agnew, the host of the Agnew podcast, will be on Tales from the B-Side. That's coming on in about a half hour right now. You know what I mean? Come on 7 p.m. Eastern time. So y'all go over to US 6 Sports and Entertainment Hub. We got Cedric Agnew, of course, hosted by the good Dr. KG, as well as TD Sports Talk. It also will be simulcast on TD Sports Talk's channel on YouTube. So yes, Cedric Agnew, you know what I mean, former light heavyweight title challenger, will be breaking down some stories on Tales from the B-Side. US 6 Sports and Entertainment Hub. Y'all know what it is. It's your favorite yet your most hated odd fella. Salute to the usual suspects, and I'm Gizon.
Yes, sir, man. Tales from the B-Side, man. Big Said from the Shy, the fly guy, the cocky one, will be on Tales from the B-Side, man. That is coming up real soon. We'll be dual stream on TD Sports Talk and US 6 Sports and Entertainment Hub. Another dope collab from TD and KG, man. Y'all be on the lookout for that. And y'all make sure to get ready for these fights tonight, man. Hopefully we get the Beltway tomorrow. Bullshit on the Beltway Agnew podcast dropping. And it's just like that. We up out of here, though. Deuces.
Brought to you by Usual Suspect 6.
Tap into all the shows. Real conversations with KG.
Is that right now? I'm at peace right now. You know, things get hectic as it gets closer to the fight.
Okay. Do we got a fight?
Yeah, I fight April 10th at the Prudential Center.
Bullshitting on the Beltway with Supreme Beast Boxing.
And now the co is the main event. So that's the way I look at it. That's my philosophy.
Trill Thursdays and Usual Suspect Sundays with hard hits.
It's really just about stacking this money, man. Getting on these singles, damn positive, you know what I'm saying? Putting it in their face by any means.
Tales from the B-Side with KG and TD.
Needed to fill out additional paperwork to clarify.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That is the paperwork that you see there.
Okay. Open mic featuring you.
You know, that was a close fight. You know, he got dropped a couple times, but I thought he.
We do not care.
Wow.